Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome back to the channel. So yesterday we had the big news that Microsoft pulled. They bought Zenimax, which is the parent company of Bethesda and several other studios, bumping up the Microsoft Game Studios count to a huge increase. A big expansion for Xbox, which is actually a pretty good deal. Whether you slice it or not, 7.5 billion. They're going to have games on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PC. They're going to have a lot of revenue streams with this acquired brand that they just bought. And there's been rumors going around that Xbox is actually going to be purchasing a lot of other studios that they're not done. There was also rumors floating around that at TGS and other types of presentations and events coming out that there would be more announcements of this. They denied that. They said there would be no new acquired brands or anything as of right now. But we're going to read this news article talking about it. This is from CEO Satya Nadella. I hope I pronounced that wrong. Talking about Microsoft and their purchasing of game studios and other things like that. So I think Microsoft is making some big waves in that department, especially when in regards to their IPs and their purchases and Game Pass and stuff like that. So there's been a lot of Microsoft news this week, but here we go. It says Microsoft isn't done buying game studios, CEO Satya Nadella says. It's all about the content and Microsoft wants more. So they definitely got a huge amount of content when they purchased Zenimax. I mean, they got Bethesda, Doom, Wolfenstein, ID Studios, Skyrim, Fallout. That alone right there is a huge amount of content. Well, anyways, Microsoft made very big waves yesterday when it announced to the world that it acquired ZeniMax Media, parent company of Bethesda Softworks, id Software, Arcane, and Machine Games, among others. The deal cost an eye-watering $7.5 billion. Nearly 2 Lucasfilm. So they spent more on this than Disney spent on Lucasfilm for Star Wars. That's how big this is. Now, to Microsoft, I'm sure, even though this is a pretty penny, it's not that much of a big deal. And very suddenly gave the company ownership of Elder Scrolls, which is Skyrim, Fallout, Wolfenstein, Dishonored, Wayne Gretzky Hockey, Prey, Quake, and more, collectively representative of a massive leg up for the Xbox console and its never-ending struggle for dominance with Sony's PlayStation. So that was a power move. Any way you slice it, you might not like Xbox as much as, Sony or whatever you want. That doesn't matter to me. I like all games. I'm getting both consoles. I'm not going to get into a spitting match over which one is better, this and that. No matter which way you slice it, and name brands and property value, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Wolfenstein, Quake, Dishonored, all these big name content. There's no way around that. Despite the huge amount of money involved and the fact that Microsoft has in relatively short order assembled a very impressive stable of studios, the Bethesda buyout followed takeovers of Double Fine Productions, Exile Entertainment, Mojang, and Obsidian. So these are other studios. It's not necessarily the end of the line. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella told CNET the company's keeping its eyes open for even more suitable acquisition targets in the future. So right here, this is in regards, they're going to be buying some more places. Now, there's been rumors floating around. I've even saw things about Sega, which we'll talk about that in an upcoming video floating around. But definitely a lot of acquired stuff coming up. You can't wake up one day and say, let me build a game studio, he said. The idea of having content so we can reach a larger community. So buying content, that's the way to go. That's what people do now. That's what companies do. You buy content, like what Disney did with Disney Plus. Xbox boss Phil Spencer echoed that commitment to content in the same interview, saying, content is just the incredible ingredient to our platform that we continue to invest in. This doubles the size of our creative organization. So they doubled their expansion, which is huge. Spencer also repeated the commitment he made in a CNBC interview yesterday, saying that as much as possible, Bethesda will be left alone to do its own thing in order to maintain the culture of those teams that made Zenimax attracted to Microsoft in the first place. So they're saying Bethesda is still going to be its own division. They're not going to have anything be completely 100% exclusive, like as the studio. They're still going to have Bethesda games on Xbox, on PS5, PS4, Switch. Now, sure, there might be Xbox exclusive games, but as a company, they're still going to develop and make games for different platforms, different consoles, and stuff like that. Especially with the PS5 coming out, they're going to make a lot of money off of Deathloop. They're going to make a lot of money off of Starfield. There's going to be a lot of stuff. We always look for places where there is that commonality of purpose, mission, and culture, Nadella said. We will always look to grow inorganically where it makes sense. In case there was any doubt, Microsoft confirmed yesterday that all future Bethesda games will be available on Xbox Game Pass from day one. That is actually huge. I'm a big fan of Game Pass. Bethesda games coming day one in the future, I'm sold. I'm buying 2 more years of Game Pass. We shared some thoughts of our own about Microsoft's acquisition of Bethesda and what it might be for the game industry as a whole. So there's a little discussion board or whatever. So this is big news. Microsoft is not done buying up game studios. It's all about the content. I mean, you think of it, what Disney did. They went out, got Marvel Studios. Now they have all the Marvel movies. They got Fox. They got all those properties. X-Men, the Home Alone movies, The Simpsons. And then they also got Star Wars. So it's all about content, and it seems that Microsoft is going to follow that Disney method of buying up studios and making that content theirs and maybe licensing it out. There's nothing wrong with licensing out Doom so it could be on PS5 or Skyrim or whatever else is coming up in the Elder Scrolls series. I think it's a smart move on their part. Anybody that doubts this, says that this was a waste of money, has no idea on how licensing works, content works. Content's key, especially for a platform like Game Pass. You're going to have the rights to all of this stuff. You have the rights to being able to license it out to other companies. You're going to be making money off of additional revenue streams. If any of these games get any movies or any TV series or anything like that, you get the rights to that as well. There's a lot of possibilities with this. This was big. I think $7.5 billion was a great investment. It's a drop in the bucket as far as money goes for Microsoft. So I'm interested to see what's going to go on. I'm glad that no games are getting canceled or taken off of the consoles that they're already promised for in the future. I can see a lot of potential and stuff coming out of this, guys. Again, I keep covering this because I'm really excited about this situation. I think Microsoft is going to be making some big plans coming here in a little bit, especially in regards to how Game Pass operates with the Series X coming out. I'm very excited. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think about this? What studio should Microsoft buy? We'll keep up to date on this, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and I'll see you guys on the next one.